Our next slammer spends her time encouraging and motivating people to live a healthier lifestyle, whether it's through her motivational speaking engagements, her blog documenting her 100-pound weight loss journey, or through her inspirational radio segments for WWIP 89.1 FM. She tries to help people find the peace that a healthier lifestyle has brought her. She also volunteers with the American Heart Association to encourage prevention and active lifestyles. She is the morning anchor on WTKR News 3. Her story is my mirror moment. Give it up for Jessica Larche. Clap for Jessica.
How's everybody doing tonight? Well, listen, whether you like my story or not, I consider it a win that my Spanx haven't rolled down and I don't have deodorant on my dress, so it's a good night. So tonight I'm going to tell you a story about an old lover, and my husband's right there, so if I need an Uber after this, you guys just have them on speed dial. But no, seriously, I had this lover. And every time we kissed, he made me cry. It was a terrible love affair. Kiss, cry, kiss, cry. And you may be saying to yourself, why didn't you just leave? But here was the problem. I needed this lover to live, to breathe, to exist. I needed this lover. But in small doses, it would have been fine, but I was the selfish one. I wanted this lover all the time. Everything I could get from this lover, I wanted. I remember this one date. Picture it, it was Sicily, It was 2004. I was a sophomore in college, and I had a bad day. I was so wrapped up in all the things that I wasn't. Didn't matter that I had a 4.0, I had a full scholarship to school, I was popular on campus, but I was not a size 6, or an 8, or a 10, or a 12, or hell, I think I was a 20 at the time. So like I said, I had a bad day. So I set up a date with my lover at my place. You know, I was a forward-thinking kind of woman. And I got everything ready at my place for this date. I dimmed the lights. I set the scene. I brushed my hair back, and I put on that dress that my lover knew so well, a size 3X muumuu from Walmart. It was $17.99. I was a college student. I had to save money somewhere. So I set my lover in that room, and I sauntered on over to the bed where my lover was, and I began to take the top off. And I leaned in just to get a whiff of that scent. Y'all know those spices from Popeyes, they can get to your nose a little bit. Y'all, I am not talking about a man, I'm talking about a 10-piece from Popeyes. 5 breasts, 2 thighs, 2 wings, a drumstick, and a Diet Coke because you have to cut back somewhere, right? So here we were, me and my lover, and that first bite was, just what my soul needed. And then the next one, and the next one, and by the time I had eaten the whole 10-piece, the side of mash and the red beans and the 4 biscuits, I found those familiar tears. And I was drowning. And I looked up and I asked God, what the hell is going on? What is wrong with me? What is my problem here? But instead of continuing to look to him for help, I put my faith on a plate. And the only faith you find in food is extra pounds on the scale. 200 pounds. 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270. What was wrong with me? I had seen this fight before. It's the same fight, one of many that my dad faced, but his love affair ended in heartbreak because he's not here anymore. He was nearly 400 pounds when his love affair ended. And I thought, maybe this heartbreak will be the thing to make me take action, change my life. I'm going to do this now, but it wasn't. What was wrong with me? It was a whole another 365 days before I had my own wake-up call. I'd been getting these really bad headaches for a week, and my go-to was BC powder. And if the BC powder doesn't work, then you know something is wrong. So I ran to the doctor, and he said, "Ma'am, you have high blood pressure and you need to lose some weight. Here's a pill." A pill? I didn't want a pill. I wanted to live my life. I wanted to be free from this love affair. That day, I ran home, and I looked in that mirror, and I saw my dad staring back at me saying, "Baby girl, don't go down this road. Don't make the same choices I made." And so I looked down, and I wiped the tears, and I looked back up, and I saw God saying, "We got this. You can do this. We can do this together." So I turned around, and I made a decision to try. I decided to live to do better. And then I started kissing kale and spaghetti squash and flaxseed and everything else. Kissing the weights at the gym. I was kissing it all. And I tried, and over 4 years, all that trying got rid of 100 pounds. But that lover, that ex-lover, is something else. And every now and then we still go toe to toe, and I may find a couple extra pounds on a scale every now and then. But when I feel like I have to wrestle with that ex-lover, I look at the lover I have now for a lifetime. Y'all see that handsome man right there holding the phone? I did not rehearse this in front of him, so he has no idea what's happening. But I get to have this new lover who still makes me cry, but man, these tears taste like rainbows and honey and sweet tea. And so when I look in those eyes, I see the same thing I saw in that mirror when God was saying, "We got this. We can do this together." That's my mirror moment, everybody. That's my story. Thank you.